So we're going to start off by introducing Mr. Samir Shukla. He is a senior tech lead for the Refresh team, and he's pretty well known for his immense knowledge with Oracle and his abilities to know Oracle Metalink note IDs just by heart. And he's pretty well known for that. So you're going to start off by asking Samir to tell us briefly about his team.
Okay, I remember I joined Oracle almost exactly 3 years and a couple of days back. It was 4th of September in 2006.
Okay.
And I joined as a senior engineer in the Refresh team. And by that time the team was quite huge. We had people working out of Europe, we had people in US, and then the Indian counterparts here. Mm-hmm. So by then we have come down now to around 49-50 people here in the Refresh team. We handled the work for EBSO refreshes, especially on-demand. In addition to that, we have taken over on PeopleSoft refreshes, then Hyperion refreshes, and also we do internal refreshes and maintenance work. So then the Refresh team is now a DBA support team for GIT.
Okay.
That is what about the team.
So, like in your team, I mean, how much room do you have for personal innovation and creative thinking? I mean, you could be doing the same thing every day. I mean, that's what everybody does. It's a regular job. So how do you bring innovation into that job at an individual level?
I believe by nature the work of Refresh is bound to innovate. Mm-hmm. The reason I say so is that the technologies which we work in. We have got EBSO. When I came in, we were working with 9i database, and now we have gone up to 10G, then R12, 11i to R12, and we have taken on things like PeopleSoft, Hyperion, and we went on to too many automations wherein we incorporated scripting, then smart tool, then we. So the overall activity, as I say in OD. Mm-hmm. Refresh is the only team probably which touch each and every part of the applications, each and every configuration file of an applications, Oracle applications or database for that matter. So innovation is kind of an impregnated fabric in our work. That's what I feel.
This is the nature of your work, as you say. Okay, Samir, you just highlighted on the automation part that has been happening in your team, and that does not stop diversity from coming into your daily work, and you still get a lot of work despite the automation. So now that there has been a great amount of scripting and automation that has happened, and EM will be taking over, and if I ask what amount of automation has gone into building statistics over the years pertaining to your process, like for instance, if I ask you the number of occasions a particular customer has come back to you post-refresh and raised questions related to, say, for example, a discovery issue. How do you keep stats of that? How do you keep a track on that?
Okay, I'll again go back a couple of years when I joined Refresh team, and I remember the shift pass, which the shift pass is something like you transfer the work from a shift to other shift.
Correct.
That used to happen in a textual text pad kind of a thing. Then eventually we went into Excel. Then slowly we went on to developing a portal which is called a shift pass portal as of now, which maintains the entire GIT shift pass as such. So the each and every tar which has been acted by a GIT engineer would be first entered into the shift pass portal, and then it will go further. Not only that, we are having, I would not say it's 100% automation as such, but we are having different reports which are generated out of this shift pass portal, as well as we maintain some other reports wherein we get the details of the customer's callback and all that. Excel has got good features to give you the statistical analysis of the data, and statistical data is really a backbone of any I would say any management as such to get the work progressed and make decisions out of it. In addition to that, I would say that Oracle being there for a long time, and we have got things like QMon which is already there, and it holds all the data. Maybe ITAS, it holds all the data. We are pretty good with the statistics. If we want to fetch the details, we can fetch it whenever we want.
And you can get it all from the shift pass
portal? You can
get it all
from most of it from the shift pass portal also. The day-to-day routine decision making can happen over the shift pass portal also.
Okay. Samir, you told us that the huge amount of refreshes that are actually done by your team, the diverse nature of the work. Tell me, how is it possible to actually handle so many architectures? I mean, we got PeopleSoft, we have OTO, Siebel, Hyperion. How do you manage to, carry it out, given the diverse nature? How do you actually do, and how does your team work on this many different architectures?
I would say when Tal was here, he said, "I'm successful because of you people," and that is the reality of it. The refreshes are getting done by the people who are actually working over them. So the credit really goes to them, and the more important part of it again is the direction which has been given by the management time to time in the course of the operations. Operations is anyway is a tough thing to handle, I would say, because the dynamics of the operations are huge. We just as an example, we get some 40% ASAP tasks which is scheduled just before some 72 hours as such. But to specifically or categorically answer this question, how do you handle this diversity, is that there is a model which we work out for any new technology coming in. We assign people, then they shadow the people who are working it on the on-demand, and then slowly we take over the job. And then the people are kind of made owners of those particular activities, and it's done. So success lies in the attitude of the people.
Is that the same model that you would apply to handling the volume?
Handling of the volume would be slightly different. We know that there are things coming in ASAP and are emergencies and things like that, and then we have to call people sometimes. They work extra, and I really appreciate that particular part of the team which I am working in. Reason being, I have never seen an attitudinal problem in any of my team member as well as the teams I work in. So that is one good point of success where the operations is running smoothly.
Team definitely goes all the way to make it possible. Yeah. Okay. Samir, I've been talking to a lot of people in your team. I have some very good friends over there. I have come across one very common thing amongst all your team members, wherein they have expressed some concern with the automation that's happening around. They've expressed concern that with EM coming into the picture, the complexity that was once involved in the work and the technologies that they had to learn every day, that's all going to go away. So there is a concern. What do you have to say to that? I mean, is there a less learning opportunity now than what it used to be?
Okay, I would refer to Malcolm Gladwell in his book Outlier. When he talks about work, what he says is that work should be meaningful, it should be complex, and it should be rewarding. So you're talking only about one aspect of the work, which is complexity.
Complexity.
And I would say when Smart Tool came, then also we had a similar feeling developing amongst the analysts. And then we realized that the tool really cannot take the complexity away. Reason being, the routine tasks can be automated. The non-routine tasks cannot be automated.
So there's always got to be some decision making involved in the entire procedure.
Exactly.
That can never be automated.
That can never be automated. That cannot be never automated. And in addition to that, I would say that the infrastructure which you have in Oracle, it's rarely outside. You have NetApp, you have got storage, you have got EMC, Sun 7410, you have got 11i, R12, EBSO, PeopleSoft, Hyperion. So many technologies are around. There will be so many coming in with Larry going over and buying more companies. So the complexity of the work, even though as of now you may envisage that it is going down, but it is not going to happen. There could be more complexity introduced by the tool itself sometimes. Reason being, if you look at a tool, okay, now your approach to troubleshoot a particular issue has changed. You have to troubleshoot in a different way now. And again, R12 or R11, 11i is not the only thing which EBSO is going to stop. There would be R13, maybe 14, 15, whatever. And whenever a tool comes in, it has to mature to that level. So in that maturity part also you will have a stake to say. So I really am not worried about the complexity being taken away of the work. It would still be there.
Okay, Samir, I'm going to ask you something that kind of dying to ask you, to be very frank. See, the economy where we stand today, it has not necessarily recovered to the maximum possible extent or the extent that we would like it to be at. And given the current condition, Tal and Subbu, they spoke how Oracle believes in the conservative philosophy of protecting the jobs of the employees by concentrating more on helping Oracle as a company to survive. And this has more or less achieved through the protecting the financial strengths of the company. That's how Oracle goes about doing it, you know. So do you have something to add over here? I mean, what would you have to say to people who are looking forward to hikes and other financial incentives for the work that they're doing here?
Right, I understand where you are coming from, and I believe it's quite some time people have got raises and hikes, and it's a legitimate wish, or it's a legitimate thing to ask for it as of now. But to see why Oracle decides in such particular fashion, you have to go back in the crisis in the early days of Oracle, maybe around 91, where I mean, it's kind of known to the industry like how we were facing the cash crunch in that particular situation. And like a human being, the company also develops its own natures, its own fears, and its own strengths and opportunities. I understand that yeah, economy has started picking up, and it's still time for it to go to the level where it has to. And we have to respect the management's approach towards this particular question. Reason being, they are the people who are looking forward to certain things. So it would definitely, I believe it would definitely come in at some point of time, and the opportunities which are coming in with the acquisitions, that is one. Second is the conservative philosophy of Oracle, which talks about you better conserve for tomorrow. As a person, honestly, I would believe in that. Yeah, okay, I'll conserve for tomorrow. But on the other side of it, I would expect the question should be respected, and the decision should be taken soon, and it should be somewhere around the corner, if not now.
So, is there a genuine concern at your level and higher up in the management chain relating to this?
Yeah, the concern would definitely be there. Reason being, it's quite some time for now, and as I would refer back to Malcolm Gladwell, who said the third part of it is the rewards of the work. I mean, the work which you do should be rewarding enough, and there have been rewards which have been coming in a different direction, though directly not in terms of money as such. The growth of the company which is coming in, the acquisitions, it builds a sense of belonging in between, that yeah, we were owning Oracle, now we were owning Sun also, then Sable also, and things like that. So I understand that okay, at the grassroots level it may not really carry that much of weightage, but I would still say yeah, that is a part of our life, and that is how I would say Oracle still continues to be a great company to work in. Looking at the challenges which we might have in the technological aspect, if one part of the work might not be getting addressed right away, but there are two other things which are getting now addressed: the complexity part of it and the meaningful part of it. Our work is definitely meaningful. It affects to a number of people around the world. So one refresh I do, or one maintenance activity I do, or one architecture I do, or one instance build I do, there is a lot of impacts. So the meaning is there, and the complexity is still there. So let's wait and look forward.
Okay, we'll all look forward to Samir, let's say when EM ends up capturing about 90% of the customers, it will be a more or less GUI-driven environment. Everything will be taken care of through a GUI. Which means less of challenges in many areas. So how do you actually plan to take your team forward in that kind of a scenario? I mean, given that you may have some more time space in your hand.
Well, EM is a good direction, as I say, and it will free up if it goes successful. I mean, it's premature to say at this point of time that it's going to take 90% of the workload. But yeah, if it really takes it, I would be more than happy. Reason being, the routine tasks. Automations are normally meant to take away the routine jobs, which the analyst would probably by now, they even be feeling right now that I'm doing the same old thing. Mm-hmm. So once EM starts doing all the routine jobs, analysts would be, people would be, they will be equipped with more space and more time to learn more complex things and to do the jobs which they are really interested into it. And that is how when Smart Tool came in, we started taking up maintenance work as well. We started doing internal refreshes as well. Internal refresh is really a challenging thing which is happening. So I would say that as EM goes and matures maybe over the years or whatever the time frame they're planned for, will be if we are given with more bandwidth, we already have enough work to do.
Okay.
We have more things to do and more complex things to do.
All right, Samir, we'll come back to technology again, and I'd like to ask you one question. You've already told me, and we've been discussing how Oracle works with different kinds of technologies. I mean, we already have a very diverse playing field over here. I'd like to ask you, have you ever come across technology that you wished was there in Oracle, or you'd like to see more of it in Oracle, and you'd like to work with it?
I would say, yeah, part of it is the virtualization which is there onto the, I mean, it's already taken in a lot. We have got Oracle Virtual Manager servers, I mean, Oracle Virtual Server and the manager part of it, and there are technologies which is coming in. It's kind of, I believe it should be the future wherein you just plug in and plug out a machine here and there. Mm-hmm. With the advent of the blade technology and then your storage virtualization, and then you have got the box virtualization. So that is one part of it. Another thing is that I would think fusion and OTO technologies, which are the future. So I would like to see them more in coming in OD as such.
Okay, all right. To wrap it up, we've been talking about work a lot. What do you do when you're not working?
Okay. That's a tough question to answer actually.
So you're saying you're always working?
No, I'm not always working. But
okay.
When I'm not working, I don't know what I'm doing. Jokes apart, I wouldn't say that every weekend I go to Everest and then I take my bath in the English Channel. So it is just like a normal human being. I spend time with my family as long as possible, as far as possible. I like little bit of music. And I used to manage to sing in my college days, but now it is not there at all. But music in terms of I like right from the classical till to rock, rap, metal, anything that pleases the ears. And part of something reading, that this all usual stuff.
All right, okay. Well, Samir, it was lovely having you with us, and thank you so much for your time. And it was very enlightening to know your opinions about so many things. That was Mr. Samir Shukla. We're going to wrap it up over here and catch you later.